What's happening, people? It's Winston Gay here from Open Hands Art and Animation. Today, we'll be talking about how to write stories that change the world. Okay, how to write stories that change the world. All right, now thank you for watching and tuning into this video. If you can, please share this video. If you're blessed by this and if you like this video in any way, please like it. Please share it, okay? Because that helps my channel out a lot when you share it. So my videos get in front of people who would not usually see my stuff. This is a small channel trying to grow it, and that will help a whole lot. Subscribe to this channel if you want to see more content, and of course, you want to get notified of my future videos. And you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be notified. Okay, so let's get into this video. Now, this what you're looking at right here is a poster from my comic book. I have a comic, a web comic that's on this page, Open Hands Art. It comes out every other week. It's called Zeus, as you see right here, an Open Hands Art and Animation series. Okay, and here these are just some pictures from the comic, so on and so forth. But anyway, what I want to talk about is basically how to write stories. Okay, that can change the world. Okay, now I can tell you right now that I remember years ago, and I spoke a little bit about this on my page before, but I remember years ago how I was working, a fast food job. I used to work at Chick-fil-A years ago. Actually, I worked there since I was like, I think 16, okay, on and off. But I worked there. I think I left when I went to college, I believe, but then I went right back, okay. And it was crazy because, I went to college, for art, for animation and whatnot. And I kind of felt like, man, now I have to work at this job, which I never wanted to return to. I could not stand working fast food. And I'm not really that kind of person to really be doing it anyway, in my opinion. It's just the speed of everything and the heat from the machines and everything really wore my body, okay? And it wore my legs. It's a lot, there's a lot to it. Some people can do it and it won't bother them at all, but for me, I just like I knew it never was for me. Okay. And I could not wait to get out of it. But at the same time, I had my art, I had my art talent, but I didn't know what to do with it. And me being a Christian, I'm gonna tell you right now that it did take me praying. I thank God that He helped He guided me into the right direction when I should do my art. But I spent years, not days, not months, not weeks, but years, like almost 10 years, working regular jobs, not using my art really in any substantial way at all. Okay, in any substantial way at all, really. Okay, and I had no plan really what to do, and it was like it was like I wasn't trying, but I just also, this was kind of around the time when the internet wasn't really popping like that also. So it wasn't like now where you can just go online and watch a boatload of YouTube videos. When this was going on, YouTube was just, beginning. This was like in the early 2000s. Okay. So YouTube, I think, started like 2007 or something like that, or 8 or whatever. Well, it was before that. But, even then, I still really didn't understand about, um, how to really use your art in ways outside of what I just saw in Marvel Comics or DC Comics, or Image or whatever. I'll read these stories and like me, for example, I'm a Christian, okay, and I want to put out work that reflects what I believe in and put out work that which I believe is good, it can bless the world, okay. I want to put out stories that let me share a little bit. Y'all probably can't hear that, but I had to adjust my chair. But anyway, I want to that's one important thing about making work that changes the world is having your chair adjusted, okay, to the proper setting. If you got a bad back, it's gonna be hard for you to put out good work. But that's funny, but it's true. But anyway, so if you have a chair that don't adjust, invest in that. Invest in the chair that can adjust, okay, to your back's needs. But anyway, I just noticed that I need to adjust this chair. But anyway, you know, when you put out work, when you are in this kind of world where you're working, um, jobs like I was, and you have no idea, okay, what you're doing, what you want to do with your life, and you get to the place where I'm at right now where like, I'm putting out work, okay, I'm putting out web comic, I'm putting out reviews on movies and different things, okay, on this channel and so on and so forth, okay. I'm working on movies, all right. I got a cartoon movie that's we working on for years, okay, in the works, all this kind of stuff, okay. Working a regular job, I always want to do that kind of stuff, but it was like my mind just was in the wrong place, and I want to this. I also want to say too that I could have done it when I was working, but I didn't have the knowledge of what I knew now. Period. To even know that I could use my skills in a way I thought was honorable. Okay, and that's that. Don't overwork yourself, whatever you're doing. Okay, let's say, for example, you have a really nice house, really nice car, like 2 or 3 cars, all kind of stuff, all kind of money, but you're working yourself to death, okay? And you want to do something else, all right? You don't want to, what you want to do is kind of like dial things back, okay? You want to give yourself time to live, okay? Because your brain needs time to breathe, so to speak, okay? And it really is true. It's like your brain really needs time it really needs times to breathe, excuse me, so that you can think about your future, okay? And that's if you're writing a list down or taking notes, that's maybe number one on the list would be give your brain time to think about your future, okay? I remember coming home from jobs and I'd be so tired, okay, that I could not really think about anything, okay, except for, man, I'm just so tired. And what do you want to do when you go home? You want to hit that remote control, turn TV on, hit that Amazon Fire remote control and hit the turn TV on, reach for the cable remote, turn TV on, okay? Or, turn a movie on or talk to your friends, whatever the case it be, or hang out with your spouse, okay? Nothing wrong with those things necessarily, but I'm just saying to say that when it comes to you entering into, your destiny, and you doing what you love in your heart and then being able to bless the world with that talent, okay? Put yourself in a situation where you are never in a place to think, because some people, they think, well, if I'm just a good person, things will just work themselves out, and that's not true. I want you to know right now, it's not true. Okay, you can be a good person all day long. There's a lot of good people in this world, but the world, you have to understand this world that we live in is like a game. Okay, it's like chess. Okay, seriously, it's like chess. It's like chess. Seriously, you could be the nice person in the world, but if you're playing another chess player, okay, and they know how to move the chess pieces better than you, it doesn't matter how nice you are. Okay, they have skills that you don't have. And in this world, certain things are based on skills, okay, and understanding. The Bible says, all you're getting, get understanding. Okay, I believe Solomon said that, who was called the wisest man that ever lived besides Jesus. He said, all you get understanding. Okay. So, and that's really, really true. Okay. Get understanding, you know. Now, one of the things that helped me when I was working at a fast food job for many years was that I went to a church on Wednesday with my old girlfriend, and we saw a video that was basically had it was basically a movie called Narnia, and it was very entertaining. It was action, okay, and it was it was fantasy, but at the same time, it brought forth a Christian message, okay. And when I saw it, I said, man, I never saw anything like this before in my life, and it just blew my mind. At that time, I was working for over 5 years or so at this job, on and off, and I was working there for probably a few years after college, okay. And I saw this movie, and I said, man, I said, I never thought that was possible. Okay, I never thought that was possible. Okay, it's just like somebody meeting you. Okay, you're a real nice person, and I say if somebody has all they've ever met is nasty people, mean spirited people, and then they meet you, and you're just the kindest person. Okay, it's almost like them seeing you could be like an angel from God, because they see it, they say, "Wow, I never knew realized that someone could be that nice, someone could be that." You meet people who all they want to do is get something from you all the time. They always got something that they want to um, they always got an angle. You know what I'm saying? No one is like basically pure hearted in front of you, and then one day you meet somebody that just wants to be your friend, just wants to help you, and they're not really trying to get nothing from you. They ain't trying to get you to drive them around nowhere. They ain't trying to have sex with you. They just trying to be a nice person. That's just who they are. When you see that, it's like, wow, okay. And that's kind of how it was when I saw this movie. I was just like, man, this is it's crazy. And it was like bam, like a light bulb came on. You understand? For me, and I realized like all things that I could do. Okay. And then what I started to do after that was I started to look at just different things, and that's at the time. Okay, I was really like out of like the loop of like what was going on in cartoons, movies. I hadn't really like watched movies like in some time. Like even movies that would come out in theaters, I wouldn't watch none of it. I would just be like at home, you know what I mean, not even watching nothing. Want to watch any really cartoons or to read really any comics. I'm saying to say that I'm not saying you have to do that. I'm saying that you know you do want to be caught up on the trends. It's just like music, you can't, you know, come now in 2021 with a music sound that sounds like 1970 and expect everyone to be excited. Okay. I mean, some people who may be excited, people who are from that era, but others will be like, you need to kind of catch up. Okay. Now, I'm not saying you should change because of the time completely, but I'm saying that you do have to look at the technology and the different advancements that have been made. You understand? And that's something I was not doing all that time. Okay, I was just saying, hey, like, I mean, I really don't care. So I got myself caught up. Okay, and what I started to do is I started to, sit down and say, okay, well, what do I want to tell? Okay, what message do I want to bring forth? Okay, so let's say my first comic book that I made at this point was a comic book called Titano. Okay, about a young man who basically is brought into he sees a fight. He sees like some basically some superheroes fighting. Okay, these superheroes, some of them are like angels on earth. Okay, and basically what happens is that he ends up getting involved. Okay, so like in the church, people call it the army of God. Okay, but it's like you can actually see him and stuff, and it's like you're in the spiritual realm. Okay, which is how actually a lot of animes are. They're like in the spiritual realm and all kind of stuff is going on. Okay, but I never even realized, for example, how a lot of shows actually are kind of doing, and especially in anime, we're doing what I already wanted to do. Okay, but I just never made the connection. Okay, like I said, a lot of shows are like in the spiritual realm. They're showing things from like a spiritual point of view. Okay, even the show, like for example, it's a show called what's the name of that show? JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Okay, there's a show in there for it's a show called JoJo's Bizarre. It's a hard name to say. Bizarre Adventure. Okay, and he has like I think he's a few different types of series in that series. Okay, these guys, I mean, they got literal like you know entities coming out of them fighting. Okay, some people may call them a demon or whatever the case may be, but I mean it's a cartoon with fictional worlds. So I'm gonna call whatever they want to call. I guess that's what it is because it's just it's not really real. But when it comes to the real world, that would basically be a demon. Okay, but at the end of the day, they're doing what they want to do and telling a story. Okay, and they're going full fledged with it. Okay, and I never realized how. Now you may say, well, listen, man, I don't want to make no story like that, like what you're talking about or what they're talking about. I just want what I want to do is something totally different. I want to tell a story to kids about, you know, how to be a vegan or whatever the case may be. Okay, you can do that, but the thing is, one of the things you gotta do is you gotta make sure you surround yourself with the best in your field. Okay, that may be number two. Look at the best in your field. Okay, look at the best in your field and study what they're doing, what they do right or what they do wrong. Okay, then what you want to do is you want to write down the things that you want to be, the things that you want to come forth. Okay, so like I said, if you want to talk about kids, if you want to teach kids how to be vegan, whatever case it be, you want to talk about something that, or teach kids how to stop bullying or why bullying is wrong. Maybe you learn, maybe you know a lot about bullying. Maybe you were bullied. You want to put that in a story. Okay. Like I said, look at the things that have been done before. Okay, that have been good. Like people say you don't need to reinvent the wheel. That's really true. It's not saying that in my opinion, I say make a new wheel. Don't reinvent it, but make something totally new. Don't have to be a wheel, but make something totally new, a new mode of transportation. Okay, something totally new. You understand? People have even made actually entirely new wheels. If you actually look at technology today, it's all kind of stuff out. Okay, they got cars out with tires that are like literally like a whole nother device, not even the tires. It's just same shape, so to speak, and that is, you know, it's like a circular, but it's really not even a tire. Okay, it's all kind of stuff. I'm just saying to say that, at the same time, you don't want to try to do work that someone else has already done, and you're trying to figure something out that already has been figured out, and then you could just easily get the information for free. You understand? But you want to look at what has been done, and then you want to once again look at the methods you want to get forth, and then you have to sit there and brainstorm. You take a piece of paper and you write down the different ideas. Okay, you brainstorm and then you start outlining this stuff. Okay, and when you do that, you want to start like basically writing your story out. Okay, writing out what you want to happen. But before you do that, I forgot a point here. What you want to do is you want to break. This is just how I do things. You don't have to do it like this, but this is what I do. Okay, whether you're writing a kid's book, a comic book, or even a movie, you want to write at the acts. Okay, of whatever you're doing. Okay. So like for me, for example, okay, I'm writing a comic book now. This comic book, I read a comic book, okay, and I draw it also. Okay, I do it all. For this thing right here, Zeus. Okay, now for example, with Zeus, right? Now with this comic book, all right, it comes out bi-weekly as we see here. Okay, when I put this out, okay, I put it out in like different acts. Okay, so right now, like I think this is like episode I think we're in excuse me, not acts, chapters, excuse me. So right now we're like in chapter I believe 1, and the latest one is at episode right now. We're kind of just starting. We're in episode 5, so I think it's like 1.5. Okay, that's what it will say when you go to it. Okay. Now, soon we're gonna get to like the end of this chapter, okay? Now, in this chapter, there's like a message that I want to give forth, okay? Because this is ongoing, okay? So this is going on forever, okay? And or however long I want to however long I want this web comic to continue, okay? So I said, okay, well, I want to basically get messages across, okay, to help the world in this comic book. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write a story. I have a book and actually write down, okay, um, essentially what's gonna not I don't just write down okay what's gonna happen in this episode, but I actually write down what's gonna happen really across the whole arc, okay, the whole timeline from beginning, middle, and end, okay, of what I want to happen here, okay, in this story. What are the messages I'm trying to bring forth? Then when I get that out and I know how it's gonna end, okay, what essentially is gonna happen, how this arc is gonna end, I then go in and sometimes week by week, sometimes I may write for a series of weeks once, things that are going to happen, okay? And then when I draw the comic book, I essentially just reference that, you know what I'm saying? But you want to write down, what you want to have happen, okay? And then you simply sit there and write down, the message that you want to put in. Let me see, that seems hard, What I'm trying to teach people is so hard. I don't think I'll be able to put it in the store, how people get it. And I would tell you this, the answer to that is just do it. It's like Nike, just do it. Okay. When I first thought about my first comic book top 10, I was like, man, like, how am I going to be able to, do this? How is this going to work? I really didn't understand how I was going to be able to pull this off. Okay. Because even though I saw Narnia, which was similar to what I wanted to do, it had a Christian message and I'm a Christian, still I did not understand. And I saw Kids of the King before, which was, like I said, it was a Kids of the King, a Christian comic book, which I like. Still at the same time, what I was doing was not like that because kids, like for me, for example, I kind of draw like American type of / manga style. And when I made Titano, that book is literally like a manga. Okay, it's black and white. I use tones and everything, and it's just like a manga, only it's it's English. Okay, because that's how I like drawing comic books. Okay, now for those, it's similar, but it's colored in and everything. You know what I'm saying? Which right now is actually easier for me to color it in. Okay, but so I'm just saying to say that I still had to like create something new. Okay, I still had to do something I didn't see before, but I just did it. I just got into it. I just said okay, and I want to say this to you also. You understand that you're smart enough. Okay, you may not think you are, but you're smart enough to do whatever you want to do. Okay, seriously, you're smart enough. Okay, um, so whatever you approach, don't say to yourself, "Oh, well, I can't do it," or "I don't think I'll be able to do it," or "This is never done before." Well, then you're the one to do it. Think about somebody like Steve Jobs. Okay, Steve Jobs had the idea for the, I believe the iPad. Like in the 80s. Okay, he didn't say, "Oh, never done before, I can't do it." No, he said, "Well, it'll be done somehow." Okay, and technology came about, and he put that forth. Before this man passed away. Okay, so I'm just saying for you, whatever you want to do, write down your ideas. Look at what's going on right now, and how technology has progressed. Look at people how they're using technology in animation, whatever you want to enter into. Okay, just graphic novels, whatever the case may be. Okay, children's books, whatever it is. Okay, even music. Okay, look at what's out there. Okay, and then it's important. It's important that you look at what's out there because you need to research this stuff so you're not falling far behind when it comes to certain advancements that they've made in time. Okay, you want to be doing something that's years and years in the past. Okay, like for example, I'm drawing superheroes. I have to look at how superheroes are drawn. To look at how things are from the Japanese side, from the manga side, from the American side. Look at different things and then try to acclimate them. Because like me, for example, what I really love is what some people call the golden age of comics, which is the 90s. Okay, that's what I really like the most. Okay, so some of the newer stuff that's right now, I'm not really much of a fan of. But I gotta kind of still look at it. So, like for example, there's a show called Naruto. Okay, that some of my friends really like. I don't like Naruto at all. I don't think it's entertaining at all. I try to watch it, but I really cannot. I really do not like that show at all. Okay, I think Naruto is extremely annoying. As a character, and I would never watch that show. I even bought a Naruto DVD one time. And I was just like, this is just the most unentertaining show. I cannot stand that show. But like a lot of people, seem to like it. But I still looked at it. You understand? And I did with a lot of anime and different comic books to see where the technology was, okay, how people were fighting, clothes people was wearing, all kind of stuff, okay. and then I brought in what I had. You know, what you have in your era, let's say you're a little older, what you have is valuable, okay? Especially when you integrate it in with the new stuff. But you can't, but in my opinion, you should just come in just with the old stuff and then bring nothing new in. Okay, in my opinion, you want to, because you don't want to see me so far behind it. Because what can happen is it can almost seem offensive to people. People can see it and be like, man, like it's like they didn't even think about, you know, what's going on now. You know, you got, super dude, okay, and super dude has a big S and big D on his tight spandex costume, okay, and there's nothing exciting about the costume at all, okay. And it could be the best story, but because the way it looks, it can turn people off. You understand what I'm saying? Because maybe it's so dated looking. You understand? And it's the same thing with music and a lot of stuff, okay. Because I also mix music and do music also, okay. And I tell people all the time, you know, when I'm mixing them, you know, come up with different things. I say, you know, we need to research stuff, you know, so on and so forth, so that we up to date, you understand, with the times and stuff, okay? Whereas some of the younger folks, may not need to do that, okay? But the thing with them is then they may not understand how we got to this point in the first place, you know what I'm saying? So they still got to look back and research, you understand, you're researching the new stuff. They need to research the old stuff, okay? And then it can become well-rounded. And that's what you want to be. You want to be well-rounded and bring a well-rounded story, okay? And I'm gonna go more in the future about how to develop stories. If you have any suggestions, you know, comment below, okay? I'm about to end this video though. I'm gonna be on to the next one, all right? But I also want to say once again, you know, these are some of the things you need to do, okay, to create world-changing, you know, media and so on and so forth, okay, where you're not selling your soul to the devil, you know, where you're putting out something that's excellent, you know. Plot out what you want to do, have a plan, look at what's going on out there, okay, look at what's happening, okay, outline, you know, brainstorm, okay, you know, when you've done all that you can, you know, get to it, okay, don't take too long. Don't say, because a lot of people procrastinate, they have a procrastination problem. And one of the ways you can know if you have a procrastination problem is if you always have things that you're talking about and nothing ever is done. You sit there and say, these are my plans. And then you say, well, what have I accomplished? And what you have accomplished is 0. What your plans are is 3,000. Something wrong. Okay. You should have a balance. It should always be a balance. Okay. It's nothing wrong with planning and having lofty dreams, but at the same time, if you're not moving, okay, something wrong. Okay. And people will lose interest. Okay. So always be about action, okay? Don't say, oh, I want to wait because I want to come up with the perfect thing. I want to come up with the perfect thing. Sometimes things become perfect as you go. Sometimes there's certain things you cannot understand until you start to do this stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Until you start to write, until you start to put the music out, whatever case it be, until you start to do it, certain things you just can't learn. But know that inside of you, you know, my sister, my brother, whoever you are, inside of you is something special the world's never seen before. And they want to see it. Think about the people that you like, the different comics that you like, different songs you like, different, you know, movies you like, whatever case it be, different directors, whatever, you know, even athletes. It's something special in each one of them, just like we each have our own fingerprint that's unique to us. Okay, something special in each one of them. And the difference between you and them is the fact that they put themselves out there. You know, even in the Bible, if you're a Christian, what did Jesus say? He says, "Let your light shine before men in such a way that they see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven." Okay. So I'm just saying, let your light shine. Okay, you have a light shining you. Okay, your talent. Okay, let it shine. All right. So I'm on to the next one, guys. Ending this video. Thank you for watching. God bless. Please subscribe to the channel. Share this video. Like it if you hit the like button if you like it. Okay, of course I know you like it, but hit the like button so we can see that. Okay, it helps me out also with YouTube and how they push my videos. Okay, so thank you for doing that. God bless. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.